Yes, people, what's going on? I hope you guys are all doing well. So, Chelsea are about to sign World Cup winning Enzo Fernandez for, listen to this, £112 million. That would be a Premier League record. Yes, according to Damasio, Enzo Fernandez is very close to signing for Chelsea. Last details on payment terms, €127 million deal in instalments from Benfica. And this transfer looks like it's going to go ahead. Financial fair play? What financial fair play? Chelsea, who has spent £250 million on Cucurella, Fofana, Sterling, Aubameyang and Koulibaly, and maybe more than £250 million. I don't even know if I've calculated that correctly. Chelsea just going around throwing their wallet everywhere and just seemingly with a scattergun approach to player recruitment. It reminds me of Ed Woodward at Manchester United, just signing anybody and everybody with no real regard for a footballing philosophy or anything. And that's not to say Enzo Fernandez is a bad player, but is he worth £112 million? Chelsea spent all that £250-300 million on Cucurella and Fofana and Koulibaly, and their defence still needs strengthening. They bought Aubameyang and Sterling, and their attack still needs strengthening. They will get Enzo Fernandez for a Premier League record of £112 million, and their midfield will still need strengthening. This despite giving a deal to Kante to keep him at the club, which I don't disagree with at all. He's a fantastic player. But do you hear where I'm going with this? 21-year-old Enzo Fernandez. Benfica, he's been at Benfica for how long? He signed there last summer. They signed him for €10 million plus €8 million add-ons, let's say 80 million, and that was just for 75% of his economic rights. River Plate still retained 25% of that, and they signed him for around 80 million euros. You know, what, 11-12 million pounds they signed him for, and they're now going to make around 10 times that. Absolutely incredible. It is a flip and a half to be able to do that in what, 6-7 months. Is Enzo Fernandez worth that? What is this fee based on? The transfer market's incredible. Now look, if he's a success for Chelsea over the next 5-6 years, Chelsea fans won't care about the price. I'm the same, you know, when Manchester United buy players. But also I look at some of Manchester United's recruitment over the years. £80 million on Harry Maguire. You know, this could eventually end up looking like that. This could end up looking like the Darwin Núñez money. He had one good season at Benfica. Enzo Fernandez has had half a good season there. Did good things at River Plate. He's a very good player. But £112 million. Absolutely phenomenal. Chelsea going on crazy. And under Roman Abramovich, they went on crazy. But their recruitment was quite smart. When you look at some of the players they signed in those early days, this from Todd Bowley, I don't know what's going on there. And they're very unlikely to get Champions League football as it stands. The season's still a long way to go. But you look at what's going on with Graham Potter. He's a manager that's going to need time. If you're lumping in all these big money signings, you could see a club that spent 500 million, maybe more, in 2 transfer windows. I assume Enzo Fernandez isn't going to be the only signing they make. You're going to look at that and think, right, Graham Potter, you have to deliver. You'd think if he doesn't deliver Champions League football, he probably gets sacked, which they're probably not going to deliver. He's a manager that needs time. Any manager is going to need time. It could just be this never-ending cycle of managers being sacked because there's so much pressure on them. It is absolute madness. Now, Colin Miller on Twitter tweeted, and this is interesting, Chelsea will make Enzo Fernandez the most expensive Premier League signing of all time, as we said earlier. Deal set to come in at £112 million, the first ever deal over £100 million. Club agreeing to pay £6 million over Benfica release clause to ensure the fee is paid in instalments. Only 108 senior club appearances. River Plate hold a 25% sell-on clause for Enzo Fernandez. These figures would see them net a cool £28 million. That standalone fee would be their highest fee, their biggest ever financial windfall, edging out Saviola's sale to Barcelona and doubling Julian Alvarez's fee to Man City. That is absolute madness. They're getting their biggest ever fee just off a 25% sell-on clause on a player that's made 108 senior club appearances and has been at Benfica for 6-7 months. Absolute madness. Madness. But there you go. Enzo Fernandez seemingly set for Chelsea. And as I said, I think he's a decent player. But for all we know, he could turn out to be a dud. He could turn out to be a dud. For all we know, he's won the World Cup. He's hit the belly. Now he's done. It's going to be cigars and slippers time for him. Getting loads of big contracts and chilling. And Chelsea are just the first mugs to fall for it. Who knows what's going to happen with Enzo Fernandez's career. But what a risk Chelsea are taking. And look at the ridiculous money they are spending right now. Which makes me think, if Manchester United were able to spend their own money, imagine what we could do. Chelsea have got these owners going mad at the moment. Everyone's got owners going mad at the moment. Manchester United up for sale. Hopefully our ownership situation gets sold and we get some owners that allow the club to invest the money that we make. Because that's literally, we don't need a sugar daddy. We just need someone to say, you know what, the money you make, you can spend it. You can reinvest it. We're not going to suck out $1.5 billion out of you. You expect someone to make money. I'm not naive, you know what I mean? You expect people to make money. But people can make money while still looking after the football club. And still allowing the club to function properly. Let's not make this another Glazer video. We'll do another one of them another time. But Chelsea signing Enzo Fernandez. Todd Bowley going crazy. Going absolutely crazy. Going on like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 2. Just spending willy-nilly all over the gaff. I'm not sure this one's going to work out, you know. I'm not. There's a lot of pressure now. There's a lot of pressure. Look, and I mean, some people say Grealish was 100 million. Darby Nunes was 100 million. Does it change anything? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe these transfer fees, 100 millions are just the new 30 million. Remember that when that became the norm? Is this where we're heading to now? Football's nuts, innit? Football is nuts. £112 million. And like 112, it's either going to be pleasure or pain for Chelsea because there's going to be no in between. Not with this, not under the transfer fee like that. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be back later on today with reaction to Manchester United against Bournemouth. I'll be at the game as well. Can't wait for that. Fingers crossed Manchester United can capitalise. And those teams that have dropped points before us. Also got Arsenal and Newcastle that may take points off each other. You got City and Chelsea that may take points off each other. United really need to beat Bournemouth. I'll be back later with my reaction. But let us know your thoughts on Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. 112 million. See you in a bit.